Welcome back. You're tuned in to Chamber Talk, a TV program provided by the Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association. I am your host, Shayna Smith, Vice President of Business. And with me for this segment, I have Mr. Frank Comito, who is the CEO and Director General of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association. Quite a mouthful. Welcome, Mr. Comito.
Thank you, Shayna. It's my pleasure to be here.
Okay, so you're here doing, I guess it's a road tour, so to speak?
Well, I mean, the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association is a federation of 32 national hotel and tourism associations. So
Okay.
BVI CCHA is a member of that federation.
Okay.
So it's really important for us to get to as many of the places as possible, many of our federation members as possible, and meet with them, understand what's going on the ground, share with them what we're doing at a regional level. And that's why I'm here for a couple of days. Plus, I came in a day and a half early with my wife to be able to be a tourist as well.
Okay.
So,
To experience, to get the BVI experience.
absolutely. It's been
Awesome.
wonderful, and leave a little money on the table. So,
All right. Thank you very much.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit more about CHGA.
Well, like I said, it's a federation of 32 national hotel and tourism associations. We're 55 years old. And pretty much if you follow how tourism has grown and developed in the Caribbean, you pretty much see that CHTA has had its fingers involved in aspects of it throughout the entire history. And we are basically a private sector-led organization, membership driven. So in order to be part of us, people have to become, businesses have to become members. In the case of the local destination areas, we have a requirement that on the hotel side, that to be a member of CHTA, they have to be a member of the local association.
Okay.
So we protect that relationship. It's a two-way relationship between the local and CHTA.
Okay.
And we're involved in a range of things. We work collaboratively. We believe very strongly in the importance of collaboration and working together. We do that certainly with the local associations, but we also do it with the public sector in various capacities, including the Caribbean Tourism Organization, which is our public sector counterpart regionally as an association.
Okay.
We work with very closely with organizations like the World Travel and Tourism Council, the UNWTO, the regional bodies like CARICOM, like Caribbean Central American Action, like FCCAA, the Cruise Association Group, OECS. I mean, there's a range of partnership agreements, CARFA. I mean, we can go on forever. Okay. But we have.
Once it's in the Caribbean, you guys are involved.
We try to be. We're a volunteer organization, except for staff. So these membership dues come in and they sustain my role, and I have a small staff. There's 7 of us that work on a variety of areas, and we operate off of a strategic plan which is developed with the business community. We have amongst our membership and supporters the household names. Our strategic partners include MasterCard, JetBlue, OBMI, which is right here based in BVI as well. Travel Zoo. I mean, there's a number of them that are at that high tier level that work with us, Digicel and so on. And we do a variety of things. Our strategic plan has us covering areas of government affairs and advocacy, marketing, training and human resource development, data research and intelligence, sustainability, and membership matters, those kinds of things.
Okay. So there are quite a bit of events I saw on the website, one of them being, I believe it's Taste of the Caribbean that's coming up, and our BVI National Culinary Team will be participating.
Oh yeah, we're excited about it. And they always have a good show. They took a year off last year, but they've always been very well, a spirited team, and they come back with some awards and medals, and I'm confident they'll come back with some awards and medals this time. We're doing it, basically, we're doing several events at the same time, but the Taste of the Caribbean will be held in Miami. We'll have 14 destinations from the Caribbean. It's like a regional culinary Olympics.
Okay.
So chefs both experienced chefs and chefs that want to develop and hone their skills more effectively will be coming, and they'll be showing their wares against a panel of judges, internationally certified credentialed judges that will be basically seeing how they do. They get a mystery basket, bartender category, chocolate, best chocolate dish, best seafood, best best team, best chef, best pastry chef, best chef in terms of dealing with beef, being creative with beef. So there's a range of awards that they can vie for, and it's a spirited event. I mean, if you've been to you've watched the Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, the enthusiasm,
because this is about being the best of the best,
and the fierceness of competitiveness. But the neatest thing about it is the incredible taste of the Caribbean that they produce.
Okay.
Many of them are very distinctive. They're blending and melding not only aspects of their national kinds of foods and dishes and creativity with international as well. So it's a very creative activity, and it goes on for 4 days, 4.5 days, and it culminates in an awards banquet on the Tuesday night. So we start on Friday night, end up on Tuesday night.
On Tuesday. So that's a very active weekend.
Yeah, and concurrently we're also doing one of our education programs. It's called CHIEF, the Caribbean Hospitality Industry Exchange Forum. And at that we will have probably about 300 hoteliers, mostly hoteliers and other tourism stakeholders throughout the region will be convening and going through 2.5 days, 2 days basically, of intensive workshops, training, and sessions, all about the state-of-the-art kinds of activities, what's going on in the latest, how do you be cutting edge in terms of your competitiveness, how do you make money, more money, how do you save more money, be more efficient. So we have tracks in 16 sessions around tracks around sustainability, operations, sales, and marketing. We'll be doing our Chief Awards there, honoring our Hotelier of the Year. I mean, all kinds of things going on with this. The third thing we're doing that whole long weekend, this is the first weekend in June in Miami. The third thing we're doing is it's kind of an outgrowth of an event we've been doing called Taste of the Nations. But this one's going to be, we've changed the name, it's called Caribbean 305. It's a Saturday night on June 3rd. It's a Caribbean tapas. 16 countries from the jurisdictions from the region will be participating in this. And there will be over 45 Caribbean tapas items.
Wow.
Caribbean, you're not going to get egg rolls here. Caribbean tapas items for people to come in and just taste. There'll be 16 different national types of drinks.
Wow.
And all of it very creative, and lots of music, and it should be just a fantastic time. And that'll be held on Jungle Island in Biscayne Bay in Miami.
So that event then will be open to basically the Miami public?
Everybody. I mean, we expect over 1,000 people there, and that'll be. It's the first year we're doing it at this locale and expanding it and giving it a whole different branding and a broader approach. So yeah, that'll be held on the Saturday night. And we know a lot of the diaspora comes out. Anybody out there in TV land who would like to be in Miami or expects to be in Miami or has family and friends in Miami from the BVI, come on out. The BVI will have a booth there. They'll be sharing. I don't know what they're going to do here, what they'll drum up here, but it'll be something local, and then you can taste various things from throughout the Caribbean.
Awesome.
Website. Our website will have all the information.
Okay, so they can go to
and hashtag Caribbean 305. I believe they can get to it as well.
Okay. So the website is CaribbeanHotelAndTourism.com, where you find all your events. As a matter of fact, so any more information that you like to get about the CHGE, you can find it there. So with Chief, just to be clear, we were saying that hoteliers or guest houses or villas, they can become members of CHGE and have access to the training that CHGE puts on once they're a member of the local hotel association.
No, absolutely. And I mean, our keynote speaker this year, opening, will be speaking to excellent is Sir Royston Hopkins, who is just a legendary hotelier who's done incredible things out of Grenada.
Okay.
And he'll be speaking to the issue of excellence, and he's one of the top resorts in the world, and I don't think anybody that I can think of can speak to that issue from a Caribbean standpoint the way he can for our industry.
Awesome. All right. So initiatives. There is an initiative that we were here locally circulating information about. Tell us a little bit more about that. I believe it's a culinary scholarship.
Well, CHGE, we have several subgroups, organizations that are part of our family. One of them is called the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association Education Foundation. Through that, we issue scholarships to, there's criteria obviously, we issue scholarships to Caribbean nationals. Right now we have almost 40 Caribbean nationals on scholarship, and many of them, all tourism related studies, and it's amazing what's out there in terms of tourism related studies. Folks who are thinking that tourism is just one way, the way it was 30 years ago, missing the boat. It's, by the way, 9% of the people in the world, this comes from the UNWTO, are employed in tourism today.
Wow.
It's the largest industry in the world. And the growth opportunities are amazing. And that's why our scholarship program is so important.
Okay.
Because young people need to think, almost 1/4 of the jobs in the tourism industry are supervisory or management that require post-secondary education. The top chefs in the BVI are making pretty good money. Our supervisory management, when you start getting into those areas, particularly as you get into supervisory, into senior levels of management, mid-management, senior levels of management, the stereotypical thinking about what it is a lot different than what it is. I had the pleasure of running the Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association for many years, and we did research annually on attitudes towards tourism, on job opportunities in tourism, and so on. One of our studies, there are over 1,000, in the Bahamas alone, there are over 1,000 different types of job occupation classifications, not jobs, classic types of jobs in our industry. So it's not just, entry-level jobs and waiters and bellmen and so on. Those are all honorable jobs. But the opportunities are broad and considerable, particularly here where you have such a diverse aspect of the tourism industry with your marina sector and your villa aspect of it, which is strong.
Cruise, the marine, and the land base. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you clarified that, because I was thinking it was more towards culinary, but I'm happy to hear now it's much wider.
Our scholarships are open to any area of tourism studies, which just about every imaginable area you can think of.
Can find. Awesome. So great. So I believe we were saying that it's closed now as far as the deadline, but again, this is something that's annual.
We'll announce it through BVI CCHA. We'll announce it, and the word will go out. And locally, we encourage it to get posted in the schools and so on, particularly the secondary schools, so students are aware that these are opportunities. We have no problem. We're awarding the scholarships right now. We expect to award another 35, 40 scholarships for next year as well. So we welcome. And there's actually, to my disappointment, there's only about a half a dozen countries or jurisdictions in the Caribbean that really aggressively tap into the scholarship program. We'd love to see more applicants from BVI. We'd love to be able to award them.
We're going to make sure next year we overwhelm you.
Love it. Yeah.
Because again, it's very important that we break those stigmas in regards to a career in tourism means you have to be a bartender or a waiter or a chef.
Right.
But that there are so many different aspects to it, like you're saying, especially in management, that requires you to have that higher education.
And let's take it one step further, Shana. It's also in ownership. And we talk constantly about, wanting a piece of the pie. It's the biggest industry in the BVI. It's the biggest industry. That's not going to go away.
No.
I mean, we can talk about diversification and all these kinds of things. God has given us the most beautiful real estate in the world, okay? How do we capture that and make that work for us more effectively?
Definitely.
And legitimately get involved in ownership, you know, make sure we own a piece of that. And there's ways to do that. And we're seeing success stories all around us. You have it in the association as well.
Yep, definitely. Well, we're winding down on time, but do share with us about shared economy. I think this is one of the focuses that the association has for this year.
And that's referring to things like Airbnb and VBRO and HomeAway and those kinds of things. It's basically an industry that with a electronic platform has been set up to enable people, anybody, to be able to rent out on a short-term basis their accommodations. And it's just taken by storm in the past 5-6 years. It presents tremendous opportunity, and it is providing tremendous revenue opportunity for folks who have property that they want to make available. We're very supportive of it, but we're also cautiously supportive of it.
Okay.
It's happened so fast in terms of this phenomenon that it has governments and even private sector organizations like ours and you know BVI have not been able to really catch a grip on it and make sure that it's regulated properly, make sure that it's taxed fairly, and make sure that it's engaged in the process as well. So we've issued a policy paper a white paper on it about a little over a year ago, advising both national associations in the region as well as ministries of tourism and governments as to how they could basically take advantage of this opportunity, but also tax, regulate, engage it more effectively, and so on. We've worked with companies like Airbnb who are receptive to this kind of arrangement. I know there are about a half a dozen jurisdictions in the Caribbean that either have just recently adopted legislation to tax and regulate them more effectively, or are moving quickly towards that. And I think you'll see some more acceleration in that regard. It's a great opportunity, but it does need to be harnessed. The danger as well is it's not a level playing field whereby any other licensed operator has to comply with certain types of things, and their cost factors are higher. The spend is higher, so we've got to make sure it works not to the detriment of the hotel sector. That it's another added amenity, added accommodation amenity that the public
travelers coming in.
And we know that there's interest in it, so we're not going to fight it. We got to figure out how we make it work more effectively for us. So recently at the association's luncheon, I was able to outline some of the ways in which folks are tapping into that effectively. And I've left my presentation, that information available to the association for them to distribute to the members. So hopefully we're leaving them with some useful information.
Yeah, and I think that's a very important point you made in terms of the education now that's needed. Because I know some persons may have viewed businesses like Airbnb as being disruptors and something to kind of close out of the economy rather than giving them their place in the economy. To ensure that, again, it's properly regulated. They pay their fair share of the taxes and fees so that, you know, the competition is there.
And it's in the best interest of those who are offering their homes and in that business, that have gone into that business, to make sure it's working right. Because if it doesn't work right, that reflects on the entire industry, and it reflects on the whole destination. So if we have unscrupulous things going on, or things are being, or it's an unsafe environment that's been created, or they're advertising something that doesn't exist, or if you have a problem or a resolution, you can't easily resolve it because you can't get a hold of whoever. I mean, there could be a range of things that happen. It needs to be structured and needs to be regularized in order to protect the reputation of the destination, in this case the BVI, as well as the industry itself, because they hotels, but also these shared accommodation operators stand to lose considerably if the reputation is marred.
It's the mark, definitely. Well, I thank you for that. That's some very important information that we have there. So, and we will definitely continue that discussion in terms of, what we need to see from our government in regards to that.
Very good.
Great. All right, Frank, any closing words?
No, I just think that the important thing is for anything, and we subscribe to this philosophically as an association, and your association does as well, is that we're all in this boat together. Mm-hmm. We've got to make it work for everybody. There's plenty of work to do in a variety of areas, and I would just encourage more and more folks like yourself to step up, to volunteer, to help make a difference, because organizations like the Chamber and Hotel Association have the capacity and the ability, and you've done wonderful things over the years.
Thank you.
I spoke at your association meeting 29 years ago for the first time, when I was executive director of the St. Croix Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
So I've followed you a little bit over the years, and,
and
you've made a difference. And it's not the association that makes a difference; it's the individuals in the association who are willing to volunteer their time, their energy, to make it better. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's a great plug. Again, become a member of the Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association. You can call our office at 494-3517. or send us an email at info@bviccha.org, or visit our website where you can get a host of the information that was shared today at www.bviccha.org. This is your host, Shayna Smith, Vice President of Business at the Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association, thanking you for tuning in and continuing the journey with us as the voice of business.